Wonderful people, wonderful people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. We are here again today. Ah, blessing, blessing, and honor. Wow. Okay. So, anyway, I'm gonna get things with things happen. Anyway, like I said, when we have a situation going, and we're told that we should love one another as you love yourself. Love your enemy, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But then loving yourself is like, okay, I love myself. You can say these things, but do you really love yourself? Do you really care for yourself? Are you really dedicated to the love principles of being loved? But let's tell you a story because we're talking about how infidelity started playing so much of a role in our life today. Infidelity is like running rapid. But see, sometimes a lot of things that happen in this thing called infidelity or cheating, betrayal, however you want to put it, it's like, what happened? What go wrong? What went wrong? And we find out that so many times that things happen way back then. Things can happen right away. Things can happen to intercede and interfere with our progress, with our life, with our happiness and joy, even. So let's talk a story about how you want to make a cake. All right, let's use. Let's cook today. We're gonna cook today, and making a cake, you have different ingredients. I mean, all of the ingredients that you need to make a certain type of cake, right? Everything is on the table. Everything is in the package. Everything you have the measuring spoon, the bowl, the glass, however you want to cook, measuring cup. Everything together in the bowl, and everything, right? So, but as long as is on the table, even though it's portioned out, until you put it together, and then put it into the oven. It's to call the process. And then it has to go through that process of baking at a certain time, even not just put it in, take it out. So it has to go through a process, and then we call it the strategy of putting it together, and then laying it down into a situation we call determination, because you're not going to give up. You started the work, and you're going to finish it. You know what I mean? So therefore, you in your mindset, you can see the end before you get started, because now you're already tasting the cake. Ah, yes. While it's still ingredients are laid out there. But now let's start to work. Let's start to work. In that same way we do with love. Let's start to work. We have the ingredients. We were born with the ingredients. We were born with them. But let's put it together. Let's make use of it. And then let's make something out of it. And then there's a process. And then there's a period of time called patience. Ah, yes. We got to be patient because now you got to wait for the process to improve and develop and come through and go through and just manifest itself into a real situation. Yes. So let's talk a story about this wife. Oh, yeah. This man, they had the love for his wife. I mean, he was like into her, right? And they had this little meeting, this is like we're supposed to do. We're supposed to have communication, finding out as much as you can about your spouse or your significant other, however you want to call it. And then know things. I mean, say, try to find out as much as you can about what they like, what about them, what helps them, their deal breakers, what improves them, what are they looking for in life, how do you feel about this, how do you feel about that, and what about this, what about that, and then are there any things in your background that you want to talk about that maybe you need healing for, or maybe something you just can't get over with, like an ex, things like that, things that happen, trauma experiences. You want to talk about it if you're still hanging on to these things. just talk about it because it's in love and everything. You know what I mean? So let's this is fact. So I might have an issue, and I used to do this and used to do that, da 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 da, and then but then some things that well you might take to the grave, but can you handle it? Each person, just let that be known. If there's something that you want to talk about or don't want to talk about that you can handle, be sure they won't be coming back to haunt you, because karma can come around. What goes around come around. So therefore, we talk about these things. And all of this came about. And then I love you. And then you ask her, why do you love me? Why would you think that you would want to marry me or be there for me in my worst days, in my off days? And she would tell you a lot of different things, everything. Then she would say, well, why would you want to marry me? And through my imperfections and my off days and my trauma, my bad things that happened to me and everything. And now that you know some of these things, because I'm going to reveal to them, and now can we talk about the future? Can we move forward to the future? Can we grow together? Wow. Well, that's a commitment, you know what I mean? But here come life. Life can come down the road like a runaway train. And you standing there on the tracks and you say, well, it's all right because no train is scheduled to here for another hour or so. In the next 5 minutes, there's a train all in you. And wow, there you go. So these things that happen. So this story about this wife that she loved her husband, so she said, and that and then he said, I love you, because he's more or less now into a spiritual aspect of life. He's more or less into maybe scripture. He's been come up to the church or whatever, however, and a lifestyle of his family and through generations of certain type of training and character building and all this good stuff, right? Whereas she, yeah, they were like sometimes so, but she's a beautiful person, right? Nice and kind and everything, but she doesn't know the thing that he knows. So anyway, so they married and they good. They together in their finances, they together in their organization, together in trust and everything, and communicating. If I want something, I'll go to him. Or she wants something, she'll come to him. They go to each other. They talk about things. They discuss things, issues, and things like that. Right? Good. But lo and behold, as we say, life happens. Life happens, and she, in turn, ran into a situation. But she wants to tell her husband about something that, well, it's not that it doesn't feel good. It's just something that's different because it's out of character. It's out of character. It's out of the zone that she's more or less with her husband. And it's like something's here and it's not really right, but I can't put my finger on it. But it's a different feelings, a different emotion that's coming across. Now, what am I going to do? So she's entertaining a conversation. This conversation, like more or less, started off real innocent. You know what I mean? It's like, and she wants to tell her husband, but there's nothing wrong in the conversation. Nothing wrong. A little compliment here and there, you know what I mean? But the conversation, it goes into another time zone, like another day, 2 or 3 days later, whatever. Oh, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? So she responding in a friendly way because she's a nice personality and everything. She's beautiful, and she's hooked up, right? Girl is good, right? Anyway, so now her husband is more or less in a place of stress, a place of making decisions, outside of just the house. He's making decisions on the stock market and different programs and policies and stuff. He's listening to the news fact. He's making decisions about, like I said, the politic situation. They call here and call there. Can you help us in this thing? Can you help us in that thing? Can you do this? Can you do that? And he's like frustrated. And now here come a situation whereas, well, this company has a big contract that's pending, and you are the chief negotiator, or you're on the negotiating team even, right? But he's like, wow, I got to do this thing. So he's deep into information and trying to research and stuff. So he can't really pay her too much attention. Well, honey, I'm sorry, I got to do this project, this, that, the other. All of a sudden, here come a situation in her demeanor. Here's a situation that she may have really been in control of, maybe not in control of, but it didn't bother her. You know, we have feelings every so often, and sometimes those feelings like, hey, what happened? Like a itch in your back. You need the back scratch, you know what I mean? Or the joints and the pain. So you rub your knees a little bit, your legs, and you feel better. Okay, go about it. But then sometimes they can just come on you. They can just come on you and rock your boat. I'm telling you, just send you up the wall even. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Now, these conversations that she's had maybe 2 or 3 times, that was innocent conversation, not to say too much innocence, but she really didn't pay any attention. Now, this time, the third or fourth time, she pays attention because now she is in a situation. Her husband can't really talk to her. Her husband can't really entertain her or give her affection or give her even appreciation. So he says a couple of little things, yada yada yada, okay, this and that and other. But on his face, she's reading like, girl, I'm tired, I don't want to bother right now, but I'm trying to be polite. Polite. What is polite? You know what I mean? So anyway, so she really reached out. There's something about her, in her feeling, in her spirit, that she really needs compassion. She really needs it right here, right now. But she's trying her best to hold on and hold out. So she does it for one day, second day, and then even the second day, she like, wow, what's wrong with me? This is how life can throw you some curveballs that people can feel, people understand, but they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. She is now have a desire for something that she knows that she wants. She knows that she needs. Not say really need, but anyway, it's bothering her. So that other conversation now is start to taking on traction, start to taking on mobility. That conversation that she was listening to before start to be manifested into something that is tangible. Tangible. And next thing you know, she's involved. Not really involved, but sometimes, can I pay for your lunch? Would you mind would you like to have a drink or something? So, like, hey, she's, like I said, even before in her upbringing, she had a couple of drinks here and there. Maybe she know what a beer is, she know what some wine is. Whereas her husband was more or less more out of that kind of stuff. He was a quiet type of person. In this family manner, they were together. They had unity and all that kind of good stuff. You know what I mean? They had laughter and fun, but the type of fun that they had wasn't like the type of fun that she had been used to. She had been used to. But anyway, now she in turn pays attention to conversations. She in turn pays attention to the accolades and the compliments. And something starts to manifesting in her. It bothers her because that situation that she had about 3 days ago is still there. Still there. Her husband had not been able to like hug her. He just going to sleep on her, and like, but he means well. But he's tied up in so many different situations that he's not really thinking right here, right now. He had no clue of her feelings, and they just talk about this thing before they got married. If something going wrong, something happened, will we talk to each other? But she's feeling now that since nothing is happening, since nothing is really banging me upside the wall, I don't talk about it, but talk about everything. But then she feels that if I started talking about these little things, she called it the little thing, then because he has so much to do, so much on his plate, that she would offend him, upset him, and take his mind off of what he's supposed to be doing. So now for she more or less like, okay, I'm going to lay low, everything's gonna be all right. It's not because now she's thinking that I have to make a decision. Something is coming up that it shouldn't be. But I'm answering a situation. I'm entertaining a situation. So little by little, that other situation is now coming onto her harder, more aggressively, more aggressively. In the meantime, that feeling that she had 3 days, now it's 4 days, is now getting stronger. Now it's becoming more intensified. So now, what should she do? So in the meantime, they're there. And lo and behold, a situation comes whereas she physically feels something from him that, okay, a dance maybe, because he like, let's dance, come on, let's dance, boom, boom. But see, think about it, is like men have feelings, men have desires, men have intention, because if you see something that's beautiful and everything, you may react to it. And a man can react to things in a physical way also. So now she in turn say, this is the thing that I, wow, what is happening to me? She looked, so in her face, in her eyes, in her emotion, it started showing there's a message. I don't care what nobody say. When you in a certain zone, a certain situation, you can read. It's a body language. It's a thought that transpired into a physical being. Therefore, she's now more or less expressing of the desire. She's therefore now showing. It's like a flower that's emitting a fragrance. It's there. It's there. People can always say, well, got to put your blinders on. You got to do this. You got to do that. Go get some ice water and all this stuff. But that doesn't stop the whole thing from dissipating. Your mind now is reacting and interacting about a situation. And so therefore, she in turn agrees to a meet up. That meet up happens to be maybe in a hotel, car, his place, or something. And she's now into a darkness zone. Her mind is completely off of what she is, what she's supposed to be doing, that she's married. Her mind is out there. And this happens also. This happens also in so many cases. It's almost like a person daydreaming. A person maybe in a place where They're standing there in a meditating zone or whatever, and you come up and you talking to them, and they like their mind is completely out there. They eyes are open, but you can talk to them for a minute or two, and then you say, "Oh, what about this? What do you think? Excuse me, I want to know what you think." So, you talking to me? Of course, I've been talking to you for 2 or 3 minutes. You know what I mean? But these are things that happen, and people keep talking about, oh well, you know how it is, this and that responsibilities and clarification, this, that, other, yada yada yada. Okay, good. But when the things start to happen, and she said now, it's like, wow, what is going on with my body? What is going on with my mind and my spirit? It's like open up a bottle of the finest champagne that she's never had before, that is so exquisite, it's so unique, so smooth. This is happening to her. And now she feels her whole spirit lifted up and like something that she's never had before. She had a good relationship with her husband at home, and all this stuff, even before marriage. But this is something that is carrying her to the heights. They carrying her over, over the where the eagles fly. This is something that taking her to points beyond measure. And now she's like, oh shoot, what is going on? But she didn't think about that right away, right then. And then she realized that it's the next day, and here it is. I'm supposed to be home, getting ready to go to work. I've been up all night long. Ah, what's going on? So she get through that day. She had to lie to her husband. Now she got to lie. She's not used to lying, so she got to stumble through a lie. The next day, so she's all day long. She's thinking. She's like, "What have I done? This, that, and other." And then she got that feeling to like, "Try again." This is what they call that crackhead mentality, the crack effect. This has to be tried again. Like, was this for real? Or is this for real or whatever? So she tries again. This time, this time again. So we don't know how many times that she's been there, but it's only a few times. But the idea is that she's already crossed the line. She's already broken the vow. She's already lost the credibility and the trust factor. She's already have gone astray even. So now she's in this situation again, and she's drinking this champagne situation again with this champagne feeling. And now it's like intensified the exquisiteness of what's going on. But all of a sudden, something happened to her. Something happened. It's like, what are you doing? The voice that come to her. What are you doing? So this is when most people ignore that voice and they continue into the situation. But she didn't ignore it. She stopped to think about it. And as she stopped to think about it, they were in a situation far away from her home even. He had taken her on a ride or drive to a secluded spot because then, the time limit, everything else. So she said, I cannot stay out too late, blah, 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 blah. Now she's making excuses that she got to get back home at a reasonable time. Whereas, so anyway, so she's like, I got to go. No, you can't go. All of a sudden, the aggressiveness in him started to portray his true nature. His colors come out. His truth is showing now. The real, true you is coming through. So he's like no, you can't go nowhere. You can't go. You're not going. You have to, we're going to stay and we're going to finish this. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. She said, no, I got to go. I got to go home. Right? So all of a sudden, his aggressive shows up and the violence come into him. He's like, no. And she said, yes, I got to get up out of here. So now they're in a secluded spot, away from nowhere. Wow, you know, way away from nowhere. So then she said, you know, my husband is a praying man, and I know he's praying for me. Forgive me. And he said, what you mean forgive you? I ain't do nothing to you, blah, blah, blah. So she's not talking to him. She's talking to him. Forgive me. Help me. Help me. So now she's like, tears started coming down her eyes, tears coming down her face. She's like in a place of remorse, even. She's in a place of sadness, even. She's in a place of like, I need your help now. Please help me, even through her mess up, through her failures, through her disgrace, through her unsavory behavior. She said, help me, forgive me. I need help now. And the guy is like, I am not letting you go. But he doesn't understand that she is really internalizing a prayer. She is internalizing a signal of love. From what she have gathered from her husband and the life of the family that she go around and the people that she's been around, all these things are coming back to her to know that she's in a bad place. But now it's like, help me. I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve help, but I need your help. And even if I don't deserve, please, whatever you say is your will be done in this life today. I don't even deserve to live because I have messed up. I messed over my husband. I messed over family. I've just disgraced myself. I put myself in a bad place, in a bad position, listening to all the situation, listening to the effects of this mess that I'm into. So the guy said, he hits him. I mean, he hits her. Now she got a bruise. And he said, she started praying now harder. She started praying openly. I need your help. Thank you. Bless you. All that good stuff. Yay. Kindness. Gentleness. She said, you know, you like a brother now to me. What you mean about brother? You're like a brother to me. I can't make love to my brother. And I love you as a brother. She goes deep. He goes deep. So anyway, after she says all of this, he really gets upset. He really gets mad. He really goes off the deep end now. He's like, get out of my car. She said, brother, I still love you. And I hope all is well with you. I forgive you. And I hope that my Heavenly Father forgives you also. Get out. And here it is, pitch dark. And she said, I've already messed up. What is life to me? I pray the Lord is with me. I do believe this because my faith is strong. Even though I have messed up, I'm in a bad place right here, right now. It's like, I know that he's forgiven, but if he doesn't forgive me, it's all right with me because what can I say? What can I do? If he send me to a bad place, I deserve it, I accept it, and I'm here. So he goes out. He like leaves. And she's still standing there on this road. And she started walking. There was enough light in the moonlight the, so she could see in the road. Now she got to go to the main road, and she's walking down the highway, and someone stops and say, "You all right?" And she's crying, but she's weeping more or less, not boo boo, just weeping. And somebody said, "You all right?" So come, I give her a ride. So she gets a ride to the nearest place where there's a phone. Why did she leave her phone? She didn't even think about taking her phone with her for some reason. Now she has to call her husband. And lo and behold, she said, "Baby, I'm sorry. I'm in trouble." He said, "What's the matter? Where are you?" She said, "I don't know." So she had to find out where she's located. "I'm sorry. I know that I messed up. Please forgive me. And if you don't see me again, just know that I love you." "What you mean?" "I'm sorry, baby, I messed up." And that, she said, "I know that I destroyed, betrayed your trust. I messed up. Girl, I know, so you said you messed up. You messed up. Now, where are you?" She said, "I'm at this gas station, this place on the road, highway." And what highway? Where is it? So she had to find out what road she on. So now here it is, like 2 o'clock in the morning, even, right? All this stuff has happened. She walked about an hour or so, distance more, you know what I mean? And she's tired, she's raggedy, she like sweaty, but she she's there, she's still crying, and nobody there to really console her because the guy behind the desk and the counter and everything, like, okay, you want soda, some water, something. So he gives her some water, right? So now she said, "You gotta take credit card?" She said, "No, it's okay. The water's on us, right?" So he gave her a bottle of water. So the husband said, "Look, I'll be there." She said, "You don't have to worry about it, baby. I'm so sorry. I know I don't deserve you. You don't deserve me because I know that I messed up big time." He said, "Don't you worry about it. I'll be there." So he shows up for real. Took him about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half to get there. And so she's so ashamed now that she don't even want to look at him because she know that she have really blew it. And he said, "Wait a minute, hold, back up, back up, back up. I'm glad that you're all right. I'm glad that you're all right. And this is what it's all about. I'm here for you. I told you, we are together. We are a team." So she gets in the car and she gets home. Now he said, "You can talk about it if you want to. If you're not, don't worry. We can later on, whatever, right? But just let you know that I love you. I care for you. Even though you messed up, you know what I mean? Hey, it's there, it's there. Done is done. Facts are facts. I know that you messed up, but I still love you so much. And I care for you right here. And I forgive you right here. And I know that God forgives you." And she said, "Prayers work." But then she said, in her last words, she said, before she lay down to go to sleep, because she know that, "Baby, I just got to call the work, call the job, but I can't come in today because I'm too messed up." He said, "That's all right, no problem. You can rest today. Anyway, come on, take your time." So she said, "Baby, please, would you please, by all means, help me, show me how to love?" Wow. This is what we need to do. So many times we blow it, we miss the mark, ah, we mess up, and we call it um, accident. It wasn't no accident either. But sometimes it could be an accident. But you know what I mean? It's like I didn't really intend to do it, but it happens. Da 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 da. It's that. We try to make excuses thing, but let's face it. We have to learn how to face our truths, face them, face our situation, face our mistakes, face our wrongdoing. Because sometimes it wasn't a mistake. It was a decision that we made, and a decision that was helped by a situation. Helped by a situation. Now, all of that situation that was happening even before, the few times before when she was going through them feelings and everything, yada, 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 her body aching with certain pains that she couldn't handle, that she didn't want to do things on a personal matter. But now she's in a place where it's patience. That's that cake in the oven. Because now she done put all of the ingredients together. All the ingredients came together because of now of, of this of the wrong that she's doing. Not being able to say no, not saying that, look, I told you, taking authority over the situation, like I take authority over the situation right here, right now. I resist this situation. All these things did not come into her view at the time. But in the meantime, she's now realizing that love doesn't have its own way. Love does not rejoice in the wrong, but only rejoice in good. Love is powerful. Love is patient. Ah, love believes things. So she believed that person. Yes, she believed that person because now she's feeling things that she shouldn't be feeling. But this is life. This is what happens sometimes. Why is she feeling this way? So in the meantime, she's feeling these aches and pain. She's feeling these desires. And now she said, please. She have repented. See, and this is what we got to understand sometimes. The Bible says that if we sin 70 times and come back and say, I'm sorry, you must forgive. But we don't forgive today. But then again, it all depends on, we still forgive, but the situation determines whether or not we will say, okay, I forgive you, but I'm not going to have anything to do with you. I'm not going to touch you. I'm not going to even associate with you. But see, that's wrong. That is wrong. You don't have to be lolly lolly and every time you turn around, well, baby, you messed up. So we're gonna still work this out, and we're gonna be happy together. No, we're not gonna be happy together. Sometimes it takes a process. We even just like putting the cake in the oven. It takes a process to get through some of those situations. It's a healing situation, a healing process. It's a process. It's almost like a grief process. It's a process where you say that the sorrow, and then you build on that. It's a growth thing. A tree does not grow from a seed to a 40-foot tree just like that. It's a process, it's a patience. So, patient. He was patient with her. When he found out that he thought that she was doing something and he tried to talk with her and she was like, oh yeah, everything all right, move on. Nothing happened. Really, at the time, nothing did happen. But he forgot to tell her and to remind her that things can happen. That's why we have to reinforce situations sometimes. Reinforce that spirit of truth. Reinforce that spirit of love in each other. When sometimes when you start to get a little friendly and then you got to get too friendly and over friendly, things can happen. You know what I mean? In such a way that when it happens, she will know like, oh Lord, here it comes. These are attacks. And let it be known that these are attacks. But then sometimes we get into a situation where those things turn into habits, and those habits can turn into addictions. And those addictions now need real serious help. So with that in mind, wonderful people, I thank you for this episode. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Because desire to excel, we defeat those sexual addictions and things that happen in that sexual way, those desires, those urges, behaviors, ah, lust feelings, porn feelings, all that come under that those sexual addictions, sexual desires, and all that stuff. It's come only to kill, steal, and destroy, and it will completely destroy you because it almost destroyed me. I'm telling you. So therefore, let us try to reason with each other and talk with each other. You don't have to tell everybody your whole business or everything, but just let it be known that look here, ah, I need prayer. Uh, hold me up in prayer, guys. You know what I mean? Help me out here. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. If you know somebody really special that you can trust, let them know. Let them know, and let your spouse know. Let your spouse know so they can put an extra prayer in. Oh, be there for you. That when you say, I'm going out to the club, no, baby, wouldn't it be better to stay home tonight? Da, 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 da. I know I have a lot of work to do, but you know what? I'm going to put this stuff aside for a good half an hour or so. I know I can do it today because, I'm not really that tired. He could be tired as a dog, but tell her, give her a reassurance, give her the confidence to know that he's there for her and that he's sacrificing for her. That situation that she's feeling, hey, we're going to help her to dissipate it. Okay, guys. Well, anyway, we can take care and don't forget desire to excel at peopleinluv.com, defeating lust, porn, addiction, depression, and infidelity. All of those things that come about to take us out. Even anxiety, worrying. We worry too much and we're stressed out to the max. So therefore, learn how to relax, learn how to put this stuff off. And I was telling somebody before, learn how to detox your mind because it's the way we think sometimes. That negative thinking, toxic emotions can lead us to death. Take care. God bless. God bless. And don't forget, I love you. And I don't say this just in words, but in deed and in truth, because the truth is the one that gives love, holds love, and says that everything we do should be done in love, the caring, compassion, the longingness to be with each other, that desire for connection. It's all good. It's all good. So with that in mind, take care. God bless you. God bless you. And peace. Bye now.